He ara pukenga, he ara tauwhero, hei whakamana māta waka kia ora. It's Sarah here with Hohepa, our Chief Advisor Māori Development, doing our latest update as we head towards the end of June. A reminder that practicing certificate round is closing soon, and that we also have the workforce planning survey as part of that. And it's really important to get that information together because we've heard from agencies and people in the sector of how useful that workforce planning survey was last year. We want it to be even better this year. But as important as those things are, we are on the cusp of Matariki, and we thought this was an opportunity to talk a bit about what it means for us as an organisation, and knowing that with the inaugural holiday coming up, it's a topic on everyone's mind. So kia ora Hohepa, I thought it would be great if you could just talk a little bit about Matariki and what it means for you.
Kia ora Sarah, kia ora anō tātou, e mihi atu ki koutou, ko tā mai te wā o Matariki. A very open question, and I could go on forever, so what I'll try and do is keep it as succinct as possible. So Matariki is obviously a time for us to reflect on the Māori New Year. It was always about a time of reflection, and when I talk about reflection, contemplation and vision or forward thinking. If I think about those things, then I can actually frame up some ideas, I suppose, or some insights. But in terms of reflection, it's about reflecting on the past. Actually, it's about acknowledging those who have passed on as well over the last year. Very important. And also those, we remember those ones. It's also a time to reflect on the mahi that we've done, what our whānau have been up to, the challenges, the achievements, and acknowledging those achievements. I think for us here at the Social Workers Registration Board, Kāhui Whakamana Taupiro, it's actually acknowledging the great work that our tauwhero, our social workers do with our whānau and with our tamariki, and we want to mihi to our social workers and to our whānau. It's also a time for us to actually celebrate some of these achievements and successes, whether they be big or small, and a time to actually come together as whānau. It's about us looking at ourselves, but really Matariki is about the collective, like the stars. It's actually about the collective well-being. It's about our collective aspirations. Time to reflect, a time to contemplate and think about those things, and then actually what do we want to do in terms of going forward, in terms of vision, in terms of forward thinking. Actually, what are our aspirations? What are the possibilities? And this is actually a time for us to start thinking about those things as well. But first and foremost, it's about celebration, abundance, which means we should be having, in terms of whether you're working with your colleagues, in terms of working with communities, it's about sharing time together actually, and having kai, sharing food, sharing sustenance, sharing stories, and those are really important. There's so many whakatauki that come into play in terms of proverbs. Nā te raudo, nā ku te raudo korai tiwi. With your food basket and my food basket, the people will thrive. It's an opportunity to share in abundance and also a time of giving as well. So on that note, that's just one bit of the kōrero, I suppose, about Matariki that we can actually share.
Ngā mihi. So on that note, I hope that you have a chance to have a bit of a rest and a time to reflect and relax with your friends and whānau. I know that many of you will be busy on the front line, but remember to take time for yourselves and your whānau as well. So kia ora and mā te wā.
Mā te wā.